Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Extinct Breaks Originals! And for this very special episode, we will be featuring the LYKA custom Jurassic World game, Elasmosaurus. But before we head on with this video, I'd like to say thanks to youtube.com audio library for this awesome background music. And if you're new here to this channel, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And to be able to support my channel, please do not skip on all the ads on all my videos. You may also follow me on all my social media platforms. We have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LYKA. It is here where I actually post some exclusive photos and video clips as well, so I'll see you there, guys! The Guess PC contest winners will be announced later, but for now, let's move on with how I made this custom, the making of Elasmosaurus. Of course, as usual, I start with kit bashing of this particular figure, and you can see here that it is a combination of several parts from the King Ghidorah figure, as well as, a baby Indominus Rex here for the head, and the tail from the mutant raptor. The flippers here are actually made similar to my other current prehistoric marine creature customs that I did earlier, so if you want to check that out also, please check him out. So I'm checking just, my satisfaction on how I actually kit bash it, so once I'm satisfied, I'm ready to start sculpting. Now for this one, I'm using non-sag epoxy parts A and B by Pioneer. I think it's a really good material to use because not only it has several more minutes for me to work on the figure itself, it really is really stone hard when it actually dries up. So the figure itself is very sturdy. So you just mix equal parts of A and B here together, and for it not to stick, I usually use some flour so that it will not stick. So it's pretty much similar to how you bake or mass up certain cookies. I don't know, I don't usually cook, but yeah, pretty much similar to that. So once that is actually equally mixed, you can set it aside for a minute or so before you start on with your sculpting. So I take a little bit, one piece at a time to work on before I move on to the next one. The reason is I don't want to bulk up several things, especially, now that I am done with the kit bashing portion. I don't want it to really take on so much weight from the clay itself, so I'm not very keen on generously pushing on the clay everywhere just to cover everything. So among the parts that needed some clay for this particular custom would be, of course, the body, the head, the neck portion to bulk up the connection between the neck and the head, as well as some parts of the flippers as well at the back. So once the clay have dried up, you will have to wet sand everything just for it to be very smooth, and then you can start with primering. But before we head on with the paint details and everything else, I'd like for you to see what I've done so far with the sculpting wise. So the head will have the most details when it comes to sculpting. I placed several eye sockets for it to have that particular Elasmosaurus look. The neck is now more in line or streamlined with that of the head, so it's not a discontinued look from the head towards the neck. The body is bulked up as well from the back and also the bottom portion of the creature. You can see here that I have included here stud receptor for it to be displayed somehow on my cabinet. So as I've said earlier, before you even paint it, we have to wet sand it and then from there on you just have to color it. And here's the Elasmosaurus after it has been primered. So for those of you who are asking and do not know yet, what I am using for the primer would be Bosley number 68 in gray. So I pre-painted this one off-white so that when I use the color yellow, it wouldn't be so hard for the gray to take up. So now you can see it's easier to paint. So this is just a mixture of yellow as well as yellow ochre with a lot of white and a little bit of black so that it won't be too, bright and colory. And so I will be painting this on the bottom side of the neck, the lower jaw, and the bottom part of the body and the tail as well. The bottom side of the flippers will be the same color as this is. So the next primary color would be this mixture of green, a little bit of teal, and some white as well. And I color it on the top more portions of the Elasmosaurus, from the head, the neck, the body, as well as the flippers. Now, using the same color that I used for the bottom part of this Elasmosaurus, I made several speckles on the sides of the neck, as well as that of the body, as well as the flippers portions. And now for the details. Now, as you can see, the Jurassic World, the game, Elasmosaurus actually has this darker green markings all over the body, the neck, and the head. So for this, I mixed a little bit of green with that of teal, and that's it. So it came up with this particular color, and I think it's perfect. So among the areas that will get this treatment would be, of course, the flippers, all four of them, the back, the neck, as well as that of the tail. Now, for those of you who have been, in tune with me some time ago, you probably know that I usually finish one side of the body first and then go on with the next. This is so that I will be able to make it symmetrical from both sides. So one side is similar to that of the other, or the contralateral side. So to add some splash of color to it, I mixed this yellow with a little bit of brown. This created the details that will be placed on the sides of the head, as well as that of the spots that will extend towards the first third of the neck portion. Now, to make the details on the Elasmosaurus pup, I lined the stripes or the patterning of the darker green with this lighter, almost white yellow mixture. It actually really created that third dimension on all the patterns, so I think it really pushed through with the aim that I'm going for, which is the Jurassic World game Elasmosaurus. So I'm just waiting for this one to dry and then adding several more details. But now, let's move on with the announcements of the Guess SPC contest winners. And here are the lucky picks first. Dinosaurus, Giovanno, Isaac Tijandra, Rafael Rodriguez, Adam Cass, Godzilla Powerpuff Fan, El Rey, Billy, Some Dude, and Expo Juguetes y mucho más. Now for our top 10 winners.
Top 10.
Night Raptor, Miguel Philip Eisen,
Top 8.
Murasaki Hano,
Top 7.
Pepjin Vermeulen,
Top 6.
BBM,
Top 5.
Alucard,
Top 4.
EXP ICQ,
Top
Shala Jahanti,
Top 2.
Dynamation,
Top
and
4.
Mechanic Tiger. Congratulations everyone, and I'll see you on the next Guess SPC contest. And for those of you who would like to join as well, here's how. Just click on the Extinct Bricks icon and it will lead you to the Extinct Bricks homepage. On the homepage, just click on the community link and it will lead you to all my posts. I really wanted to go to the beach, but if these were still alive, never mind. Let us now move on with some bricks. You can do it, and let's bolt in. First off, let's count out the number of parts. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We have 14 parts to this figure. Well, first off, let's start by attaching the parts of the flippers first so that we can easily connect it to the body later on. So we have 4 of those, and now let's start with the head. So let's connect the lower jaw. So after connecting this, let's attach this to the proximal portion of the neck, and then the distal portion. Now we can attach this to the body, like so. Now for all the flippers, let's start with the front flippers first. We have here the right and then the left. Now the back flippers. Let's start with the left one and then with the right. And of course, the last piece of the puzzle would be the tail. And there you have it. the completed Elasmosaurus custom. I know some of you guys, this is your favorite portion. Let's have the closer look. Hello again. So for the closer look here, we have the Jurassic World LEGO custom Elasmosaurus. Now this particular costume is actually one of my favorites so far that I did for the prehistoric marine collection, and I think that is also what Moira is actually aiming at. I think she thinks that the Elasmosaurus is really cute, that is why she's almost tripping out of the boat. Well, this is where I got or based off the figure from. This is the Jurassic World the game Elasmosaurus. I think it has a really cool color to it, so, and I haven't really had any green colored prehistoric marine creatures, so I picked this one. Well, Moira will be back later for some size comparisons, but let's now continue on with the closer look. Ta-da! So for the closer look, you can see here, let's start with the head first. So the head is colored from with the light colored green to it, and then the underside would be of course a yellowish color. I think the stripings here is more apparent because of the lighter colored white or almost yellowish white things that I added. Also, it has a 2x3 studs on the back portion, so if ever I would like to attach something to it, maybe make it a level 40 Elasmosaurus, that would be easier for me. And it also has this stud receptors on the bottom side, which you can which you can actually attach to whenever I want to display it on my cabinet, or I need it to stay still when I'm doing stop motion. So that is probably something you might want to look for in stick bricks in the future. So stop motion, well, maybe soon. We'll see. So for the articulation of this particular creature, you can actually open and close its mouth. You see the insides of the mouth are also painted, as well as the teeth. You can actually twist its head like so, and you can also twist the first portion of the neck as well. Now the entire neck can also be twisted like so. I don't know if there is such a thing as this particular pose, but you can actually just flip it down, put it down, and then there you go. It's as if it's trying to reach for several fish in the bottom of the ocean, I guess. So the articulation of the flippers are pretty much the same as that of my other prehistoric customs. So you can twist it, you can raise it up, put it up and down, things like that. So the tail can also be twisted as well. It has these two minor flippers on the sides, pretty much like that of a squid. Oops. Well, let's put it back in. And I guess that's it for the closer look of the Jurassic World the game Elasmosaurus. He's really happy to meet you guys. Well, let's move on with the next portion of this video, size comparisons. And for the size comparisons, of course, I'll be bringing back Moira for the comparisons with a normal human being. So you can see here by Moira standing, you can see that it's definitely bigger than that of Moira. The length is really long in terms of size. The actual length would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, around 7 minifigures long, and you can see almost that the neck is just the same size as that of the neck of my Apatosaurus. Here's a comparison of that of a human and the Elasmosaurus, and I think it is quite same in proportion as well as size as well. Well, let's move on with the next comparisons that we have. We also have here its more distant cousin, the extinct Rex Plesiosaurus. Now, this particular Plesiosaurus is actually based off from the Plesiosaurus that I've seen by Mattel. It has this teal blue color to it with dark, almost black, jet black markings on the top portions of the head, the neck, and the body. And so I know it's the size is really good for its comparison, but I think I could do better in terms of coloration. So most probably I'll do a repaint, or a remake or an upgrade of this particular creature. Well, that's it for our Plesiosaurus. Maybe we can move on to the next comparison. Swim away, little bro. Now the next comparison would be the Extinct Bricks LYKA. It's a bit of a tongue twister, to be honest. Well, anyways, this LYKA is actually based off from the BBC series Walking with Dinosaurs. I forgot the exact title for this one, but you get what I mean. It's from that particular series. So definitely the LYKA has the same bulkiness in terms of the body, but definitely a little bit shorter than that of the Elasmosaurus here. But comparing the head, you can see that the LYKA will have a bigger head with lots of teeth in it. You don't want to mess with this one when you're swimming in the ocean. Well, move along, Mr. LYKA. It's time for Extinct Bricks Stylosaurus. If you are familiar with the Telltale games from the Jurassic Park game before, from long ago, this is actually where it is based off. Now definitely, the body of this one is bulkier than this Elasmosaurus. The tail fluke, if you see here, has this large paddles to it with detailed spikes on the back as well as the bottom part. It has this really big bite to it, and I think it's really scary. So size-wise, comparing both, I think they are rivaling each other, but definitely the Elasmosaurus would be longer because of the neck. But I think the Tylosaurus would be would win in a battle between the Elasmosaurus and this one. Well, let's move on with the next one. This is the largest so far that I have in my collection, the Extinct Bricks Mosasaurus. Notice it's missing one leg. One flipper, I mean. Well, let's do that again. Well, this is the Mosasaurus that I have. So, as I've said earlier, it's the largest that I've seen so far, I've made so far for my collection. You can see that it is longer than that of the Elasmosaurus, but I know you guys are thinking that it can be larger, at least 2 or 3 times than what it is at the moment. And I know you guys know that I've also made several more larger things from before, such as the Godzilla, King Kong, Mechagodzilla. So probably I'll do a remake of this one. Well, let's move on with this PC roll call. And guys, I know you have several more suggestions for marine creatures, prehistoric marine creatures that is, so don't forget to comment them on the comment boxes below. I do read your comments, so go ahead, don't be shy. Also, Mora here would like to remind you guys that all of these creatures that you see here are available in the Extinct Bricks playlist, so check them out guys, they're waiting for you. Let's start with the roll call. This is the Extinct Bricks Plesiosaurus, the Extinct Bricks LYKA, the Extinct Bricks Tylosaurus, the Extinct Bricks Mosasaurus, and of course the star of this show, of course, the Extinct Bricks Elasmosaurus from Jurassic World again. And it's almost end of the video, so it's time for us to have some last looks on the Elasmosaurus. Now, the name Elasmosaurus actually came from the Greek words elasmos, meaning metal plate, and saurus, meaning lizard. Thus, it is also known as the metal-plated lizard. This marine creature lived in the late Cretaceous period around 80.5 million years ago and is part of the Plesiosauridae family. It can grow up to a length of 34 feet, wow that's long, a weight of 2,000 kilograms. I don't know why Moira is so excited about this one, but if you're cruising and you see an Elasmosaurus, that would be really dangerous, right guys? Well, anyways, that's it for our video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching everyone. Also, please don't forget to watch our babies, The Adventures of Moira and Asher. Please watch their videos and support their channel as well by subscribing. And as we always would say, let your inner dino break roar! Thanks everyone!